Hey everybody, welcome back to Brian Beyond Borders. I've talked about why Southeast Asia has been on my mind, but now I want to start getting more specific. So I'm starting with the Philippines. There are a lot of places there I've seen in videos and pictures that I'd really like to experience for myself. And in this video, I'm going to go through the places that are highest on my list, what makes each one interesting to me, what I'd want to see while I'm there, and which ones I think could end up surprising me the most. This isn't me pretending I already know the Philippines, it's the opposite. This is the beginning of figuring out where I'd actually want to go first. So let's get into it. The first place on my list is Palawan, especially El Nido. This is one of those places that caught my attention almost immediately. The limestone cliffs, turquoise water, hidden lagoons, and little islands look like something out of a movie. If I make it there, I want to do more than just stay at a resort. I want to get out on the water, do some island hopping, see the lagoons up close, find some quieter beaches, and spend enough time there to really take it all in. Palawan looks like the kind of place where you could slow down for a few days and forget about everything else for a while. And for me, that's exactly the kind of experience I'm looking for. So if I make my first real trip to the Philippines, El Nido and Palawan will be very close to the top of the list. Cebu is another place that really stands out to me because it seems to have a little bit of everything. You've got the city, beaches, waterfalls, nearby islands, and plenty of places you can get away from the crowds. Kawasan Falls is probably one of the first things I'd want to see. That bright blue water surrounded by all that jungle just looks incredible. But what I like about Cebu is that it doesn't seem like you'd be stuck doing just one type of trip. You could spend part of the day exploring the city, another day out on the water, and then take off somewhere quieter when you want a break. That kind of variety is exactly what I'd be looking for in a first trip. Cebu looks like one of those places where you can stay busy when you want to, relax when you want to, and still have plenty left to see. Manila is probably the place I'm most curious about because it looks completely different from the island destinations. It's huge, crowded, busy, and there seems to be something happening everywhere you look. I definitely want to see some of the history around Intramuros, walk around the older parts of the city, and see Manila Bay for myself. At the same time, I know the traffic and crowds could be a lot to deal with. That's part of what makes me curious about it though. I want to see what everyday life there actually feels like instead of judging it from videos. Manila might end up being a place I love, or it might be somewhere I only want to visit for a few days. Either way, if I'm going to understand the Philippines at all, I feel like Manila is a place I need to experience for myself. Bohol is another place that looks like it would give me a completely different side of the Philippines. The chocolate hills are probably the first thing that comes to mind. I've seen them in pictures for years, and they're one of those places I'd really like to see in person just to understand how unusual the landscape actually is. I'd also want to spend some time around the Lobak River. The jungle, the water, and the slower pace look like a nice change from the busier cities. And then you've got Panglao and the beaches, so you can still get that island experience without giving up the other things Bohol has to offer. That's what makes Bohol interesting to me. It doesn't look like just a beach destination or just a sightseeing stop. It looks like a place where I could see some incredible scenery, relax a little, and get a better feel for a quieter side of the Philippines. Dumaguete is another place that really interests me because it seems to have a much more relaxed feel than some of the bigger cities. The waterfront along Rizal Boulevard looks like the kind of place where you could just slow down, take a walk, grab something to eat, and enjoy being near the water. What I like about Dumaguete is that it seems to give you a mix of city conveniences without feeling quite as hectic as somewhere like Manila. And then you've got beaches, countryside, and other places nearby that you can explore without having to go too far. It just seems like a place where everyday life might feel a little easier and a little slower. I don't know if it would end up being one of my favorite places, but it's definitely somewhere I'd want to spend a few days and see how it feels for myself. And beyond the individual places, this is the part of the Philippines I'm probably most interested in experiencing for myself, the everyday lifestyle. The beaches are obviously a huge part of it, but I also want to see what normal life feels like away from the resorts. I want to try the food, walk through the markets, see the neighborhoods, ride around in the traffic, and get a feel for how people actually live day to day. I know it's not all beaches and beautiful sunsets either. The traffic can be crazy, the cities can be crowded, and the heat and humidity are definitely going to be something I'll have to get used to. But that's part of why I want to go. I don't just want to visit the postcard version of the Philippines. I want to see the good, the bad, the busy parts, the quiet parts, and everything in between. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way I'm really going to know whether the Philippines is just a great place to visit or somewhere I could actually see myself spending a lot more time. So that's where I'm at right now. The Philippines is still just one of the places I'm considering. But after looking at Palawan, Cebu, Bohol, Manila, Dumaguete, and the everyday lifestyle, it definitely gives me a lot to think about. There are things that look incredible, and there are things I know would take some getting used to. That's really what this whole journey is about for me. Not pretending anywhere is perfect, but figuring out what kind of life and travel experience actually fits me best. If you've been to the Philippines, let me know in the comments which place you think I should see first, and if there's somewhere I missed that absolutely needs to be on the list. And if you want to follow along while I keep comparing places around Southeast Asia, make sure you subscribe to Brian Beyond Borders. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.